Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it's with great pleasure that I'm joining you here today. I'm thankful and honored to have been invited to address the AJC Global Forum. From the outset, I would like to congratulate the leadership as well as the members of AJC for the extremely valuable work you have been doing. You are an effective advocate for human and civil rights, a committed fighter against racism, a dedicated guardian of religious tolerance, and a determined and vigilant polemic of anti-Semitism. At the same time, your work over the years has political impact. Through that, AJC influences geopolitical thinking and helps morph the diplomatic praxis. It is within this context that one places the constantly deepening ties between Cyprus and the American Jewish community. This is a new reality, and it has historic roots. Yet for too long, it was not nurtured. I'm a firm believer of the usefulness of reflective evaluation, especially when normalization becomes a habit. And this is when complacency starts to appear. So let's remember, our relationship has not always been like what we now take for granted. Just a few years ago, it would have been unusual for me to be here, or for AJC to be the organization with which the Cypriot Minister of Foreign Affairs interacted more frequently in the last year. For this, we owe a debt of gratitude to our predecessors who had a vision to see the obvious. Our interests converge. I publicly expressed deep appreciation for the joint advocacy and cooperation undertaken by AJC and the Hellenic American Leadership Council. We make each other stronger. David Harris, Ted Deutsch, Andy Zemenidis, we thank you. I will be focusing on three aspects or other expressions of our engagement. First, on the Cyprus-Israel relation, second, on the events in the Middle East, and thirdly, on the Cyprus-US relation. It needs to be pointed out that these three are forming a three-dimensional picture. By that I mean that they cannot be separated without distorting the picture. The strategic relation between Cyprus and Israel is a foundation. It came about organically, through trust, honesty, transparency, and careful coordination. These characteristics have enabled close cooperation in security, counterterrorism, defense, energy, and national resources exploitation. Moreover, they are inherently linked to the stability and security of our region. And this has become more critical following the terrorist attacks by Hamas against Israel on October the 7th. Cyprus' approach has been clear from the beginning. First, it's our collective duty, regardless of ethnic or religious background, to be firm and unwavering in our condemnation of such horrific crimes. Terrorism is terrorism. No excuses, no ifs or buts. And the strongest possible condemnation of terror, coupled with the determination to fight it and defeat it, is the only answer. Secondly, Cyprus has forcefully and repeatedly denounced the attacks by Hamas, affirming once again our solidarity with the people in the State of Israel. We have stated at every opportunity that the right to self-defense, in accordance with international law, is unquestionable. Thirdly, as an EU member state, we have strongly supported dismantling Hamas terrorist capacities and financial network, including through imposing sanctions. We have reiterated that the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages is the key to ending this crisis. It is also necessary to address the so-called day after. We are in complete agreement with both the United States and the European Union about reviving the Middle East peace process. This would be ensuring an enduring security for Israel and all the region. Sixth, it's important that a politically reformed and economically stable Palestinian Authority in Gaza is a guarantee for Israel's peace and security. Let me now turn to what Cyprus has been doing post-October 7th. We have developed the Maritime Corridor Initiative, and this because we could foresee the escalating humanitarian needs, the closing of the crossings, the start of a long military campaign. We could also understand that the wave of international support for Israel would gradually subside. The political pressure would mount against Israel and the humanitarian situation would become dire. All these are interrelated. Therefore, we decided to attempt a back to the future. What I mean? Cyprus has been connected through maritime navigation with the region for thousands of years. So this could be the sea path that could take aid into Gaza through using vessels. And that essentially had one integral precondition, the cooperation with Israel. Cyprus engaged in discussions. We developed a protocol for screening cargo in Cyprus, always in accordance with Israel's elevated security requirements. This has the consequence of making secondary checks obsolete. The technical arrangements have been agreed, and after many trials, failures, frustrations, setbacks, tragedies, and a prolonged period of Cyprus being alone in all this, we did it. Persistence or stubbornness, coupled with methodical work and with a very strong Israel-Cyprus strategic relationship, we managed to attract the attention of the US. The Maritime Corridor has already proven its value and it's therefore here to stay. We'll continue to build up and scale up. And I want to stress that this is complementing and not substituting any other route for sending humanitarian aid. An international coalition has been formed because of the planning that Cyprus has put together. And the US, with JLOTS, a temporary PR of the Gaza coast, has been instrumental in significantly increasing the quantities of aid going into Gaza, and thus relieving in part the political pressure on Israel. Let's not forget that Turkey, with its pro-Hamas approach, has tried and continues to try to prevent and stop this initiative. This is another reminder where Israel's strategic interests lie, as well as that of the United States. In 40 days from today, it's the 50th anniversary of the Turkish invasion in Cyprus. It is imperative that Cyprus remains a free, sovereign, independent state, one that works with and not against the international community, a state that facilitates and does not obstruct. We are grateful to AJC's advocacy, working with HALC for the principled stance it has adopted towards the Cyprus question. Allow me to turn briefly to the tremendous progress we are witnessing in relation to the Cyprus-US relations. And this is a relation that truly serves the interest of the Eastern Mediterranean region. It would not be an exaggeration to state that the solid partnership between Cyprus and the US has now become the norm. We have facilitated evacuations from various hotspots for Americans and other citizens 4 times in the last year. I already made reference to the Maritime Corridor. And institutionally, this relation has flourished because of the Eastern Mediterranean Security and Energy Partnership Act. This piece of legislation, which attracted bipartisan support both in the Senate and the House, was made possible because of your help. I believe that Cyprus has proven its value for the region, for Israel, for the United States. We can do more. We want to do more. And for that, we need your active involvement. Not just for Cyprus' benefit, but for our common benefit. And I will just give you an example. Every year, the United States lifts its arms embargo against Cyprus. And this is for a duration of 12 months. This doesn't allow us to plan ahead as regards our military needs. As we speak, a bipartisan bill has been introduced in the House to prolong the period from 1 to 5 years. I call on you to lend your support so that this effort comes to fruition. We have made giant steps forward together. With AJC's support, we can do more. We are aiming for more, and this can be our shared vision. Thank you very much.